In 1984, Warner Brothers made a pivotal decision. Since 1973, the studio had rebranded itself with the red and black Saul Bass emblem, nicknamed the Big W. With its abstract and stark design, this logo reflected not just the gritty, grounded cinema of the 1970s, it also reflected the studio's efforts to claw its way out of the turmoil of the 1960s, when the old Hollywood system collapsed and a new wave of maverick filmmakers reshaped the industry. But by 1984, the tides had turned. The era of New Hollywood, when visionary directors wielded unprecedented creative control, was over, undone by a series of costly flops and by studio executives eager to re-establish power. In its place, a new formula had emerged: genre-driven, crowd-pleasing blockbusters that delivered massive box office returns. For Warner Brothers, the blockbuster era of the 80s demanded a new emblem, or should I say, an old one. Welcome back to the Logoverse. This is the third and final episode of my look back at the evolution of the Warner Brothers logo. If you haven't seen parts 1 or 2 yet, I've linked them in the description. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like and subscribe. The Big W wouldn't disappear completely. In fact, it would go on to represent Warner Music Vision and later Warner Music Entertainment. But for the big screen, the studio decided to revive the classic shield, specifically the long-running 1948 shield, with the background sky and clouds lifted from a 1955 version of that emblem. Like many logos before the advent of digital technology, the 84 logo was a painting filmed by a cameraman. Technically, the first film to feature the revived shield was Swing Shift, a romantic drama set during World War II starring Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. But when that film hit theaters in April 1984, it barely made a ripple, flopping both critically and commercially. Less than 2 months later, Gremlins arrived, a huge success that for many marked the emblem's real debut.
Hundreds of them. Well, I don't know, maybe thousands.
Gremlins helped prompt the creation of a movie rating that bridged the ever-widening gap between PG and R. In many ways, both the 1984 logo and the PG-13 rating were symbols of a changing Hollywood. On the film's audio commentary, director Joe Dante made note of the classic shield's return, referring to the Big W by another nickname, the Worms. The bylines beneath the logo changed several times during this era: a Warner Communications Company, a Time Warner Company, and a Time Warner Entertainment Company. This logo appeared in so many great movies that I continue to revisit again and again. The Tim Burton Batman films, the Lethal Weapon series, plus The Fugitive, Twister, and Falling Down, just to name a few. Of course, I have to mention the Family Entertainment label. Although relatively short-lived, it left a lasting impression with nostalgic childhood favorites like Space Jam, Little Giants, and Free Willy. For a deeper dive into the history of the Warner Brothers Family Entertainment division, check out my video linked below. In 1998, Warner Brothers introduced its next logo in the movie Fallen, embracing the digital age with a computer-generated design. A shimmering, gold-tinted reflection of the studio lot starts things off, an elegant callback to the very first emblem from the 1920s, which included a picture of the original studio inside the shield. After a moment, the new CGI shield rotates into view against a backdrop of blue sky and clouds. This marked the studio's 75th anniversary, and the logo initially featured a special tagline, "Entertaining the World." After 1998, the logo continued as normal, without the anniversary tagline. The byline would undergo even more changes, including AOL Time Warner and Warner Media, a fanfare sometimes played over the 98 logo. If you listen closely, you'll hear the first several notes referencing the song As Time Goes By. An homage to Casablanca, arguably the most iconic film in the studio's history. You've likely seen this logo many times. It's notorious for replacing the older Warner Brothers logos that audiences would have first seen in theaters. That, along with its lifespan extending all the way to 2022, has made the 98 logo an especially familiar sight to movie fans. Instead of a simple reflection, we're now treated to a hyper-real CGI flyover of the Warner Brothers back lot. The camera gracefully glides past the majestic water tower, an iconic structure capable of holding 100,000 gallons of water, although today it's purely decorative. Back in the golden age of filmmaking, water towers like this were a common sight at major studios, serving as an emergency water source in case of fires, a looming threat on movie sets built largely from wood and plaster. The two icons share a unique bond, the tower now serving as a platform to show off the ever-evolving logo. This modern incarnation was brought to life by Deva Studios, a motion graphics company no stranger to creating film logos. On their website, they've shared behind-the-scenes images and development footage revealing just how much detail and artistry goes into crafting a film logo. It's a reminder that even a studio emblem can work as a piece of cinematic storytelling. The 2021 version of the shield did away with the emblem's gold and also discarded the wraparound sash, while making the shield narrower, a bit more like the 1934 incarnation. Due to all the pandemic restrictions at the time, a combination of drone footage, original blueprints, archival photographs, and even Google Earth imagery were all used to construct the highly detailed CGI backlot. In another sign of the changing times, the byline now reads, "A Warner Brothers Discovery Company," marking the 2022 merger between Warner Media and Discovery. As of today, Warner Brothers has once again restored the gold and blue shield, banner included. They've also made the shield wider, revived the classic ripple effect, and have included a new version of the 1998 fanfare. I hope you've enjoyed this 3-part look at the history of the Warner Brothers logo. I'm Michael Cahill. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Until next time.